I know, she hates the birds. But it's our final breakfast here on Koh Phangan at the Sarikantang Resort and Spa. So we're just having a... What's your language? So we're just having our final brekkie, and then we're getting a taxi into the pier, then we're getting the ferry back over to Koh Samui to continue our adventures on there. Still so much more planned, so loads more to come. So we'll take you through the journey and everything as per. But yeah, we're just going to enjoy this breakfast and yeah, last day on Koh Phangan. So we're just at the pier now at Koh Phangan. Just waiting for the ferry to take us back to Koh Samui. We've got a bit of shade this time, so it's not quite as boiling. I bet you never thought you'd hear us say that. Here we are, arriving back to Koh Samui. Finally got a taxi out of the pier, which was mad busy. That was not enjoyable. Hot and stressful. But we're now in nicely air conditioned taxi going back to the villa. Oh, home sweet home. There's our beautiful pool and our wonderful villa. I'm glad to be back actually. I'll definitely need to get inside and get cool, that's for sure. So we are off to the jungle. Is it called the Jungle Club?
Yeah, the Jungle Club.
The Jungle Club tonight for a meal, which apparently is an amazing viewpoint, isn't it, over Koh Samui. So it's really high up. So high up, in fact, the taxi can't even take us there fully. So what you have to do, you have to get a taxi as near as you can, and then you have to call the restaurant, and then they send down basically like a shuttle, which is probably a more industrial type vehicle to get you up the steep inclines. So yeah, we're going to take you with us, so come along. What always gets me with some of these, we're just in the taxi now. Now, why can't taxis in Burnley be like this? I mean, it's a bejewelled ceiling. I mean, look how ornate it is. Listen, Burnley, we've got some things to learn, haven't we? I mean, it's beautiful. Just look at it. Just decadent. For a view. This place is literally on the edge of nowhere, and the views are just absolutely insane. Oh. So we went from the stunning views of the Jungle Club to this in one day, well, one night. So we had to cut, unfortunately, our Jungle Club meal short. In fact, we only just literally sat down and drank some water and then had to leave. Because unfortunately, I started coming over and feeling quite ill as we were sat there. I felt really nauseous and queasy, and I was like, do you know when you just don't feel well and you need to just get out of somewhere? It was that kind of feeling. So I was like, so I said, Linda, book the taxi. He went, I need to go. And then literally we got in the taxi, we got the shuttle down the hill, got a really steep hill again, which was interesting when you don't feel well. So steep. And yeah, the taxi picked us up, headed home, and I had to get the taxi to stop, and I just literally projectile vomited, fortunately in a plastic bag that I had, and they don't have holes in like at home, you know, like the safety holes for, you know, in case anyone suffocates by accident or anything. So it held it, and it was pretty much liquid. So yeah, I was vomiting then when I got home, I had really bad fever. I was shivering in bed last night, didn't sleep a wink. I felt really, really poorly, and as a result feel like I've been run over today. So I think it's a case of heat stroke, mild, because had I not stopped vomiting last night, I would have probably had to go and check myself in at a hospital or a doctor's or something, because that way, if you're still vomiting, you can't keep any fluids down, and of course you get severely dehydrated. So because I've been able to drink since silly o'clock this morning, I'm not too concerned, if you know what I mean, medically wise, because I do feel a bit better today. I've got very low energy though, so we've had to cancel our plans today, which was a bit of a bummer. But we have rebooked them for tomorrow, which means that the content of this video is really light at the moment, because we had all the jungle. I got some of it, fortunately. I managed to film some of it so you could see it, but the rest of our plans were ruined. However, like I say, we've pushed the plans for tomorrow, well, that was supposed to be today, onto tomorrow, so I'm going to include them in this video basically right now. So you can go from me whinging, I'm feeling sorry I can't even speak, feeling sorry for myself, to this wonderful experience. So check this out. Good morning.
Good morning.
So it's 7:45 a.m. And today we are going to see the elephants. Well, excited. So we're going to Samui Elephant Sanctuary to visit the elephants. Now, one thing that I always see bandied about on sort of, you know, various Thailand group chats and all this stuff is like people searching for the most ethical elephant sanctuary. Now, it's a funny old thing, this, because there's lots of debate about it. Because ultimately, you know, the most ethical way to see an elephant is in its natural habitat, you know, go on a safari kind of thing. But we've got to remember that these elephants are rescued, and quite often they're already domesticated, so they'd never survive in the wild anyway. So I guess, you know, the decision's got to be based on, for us, it was kind of not riding them, you know, not interacting with them that much. Although on this one you can feed them and you sort of make up the food in the morning and stuff, and you follow them on a little walk around and you can watch them bathe, but you don't bathe with them. Last time I came, last time I came to Thailand, I went to one in Chiang Mai, but this was a long time ago. And even then, you know, the ethics was based on the fact that, you know, we did ride them at the time, but it was kind of bareback rather than on like those big saddles that they place on the backs. So we were kind of basing it on that. So it's funny how it sort of changes really, or the ideas change, but you've just got to make a choice really. It's a personal choice on what you think's best. Ultimately, you know, the money that you're paying is kind of funding them being looked after and fed in this kind of captive environment, but they just never survive in the wild anyway, you know. So at least, you know, they've not got saddles on their backs, you know, they're not being forced to kind of carry tourists around all the time, you know, it's slightly more natural. But yeah, you know, the decisions are obviously up to the individual really. It's difficult, but like I say, with this one we chose it because you don't really, you know, yeah, you get to feed them, you know, you get to sort of take a picture with them and stuff like that, but, you know, wander around with them by the side, but, you know, they're not being forced to carry you around and that kind of stuff. Whereas we saw some at Namwang waterfall, and there was some at the base of the waterfall, and it was so sad. They were kind of swaying side to side, which I believe can sort of potentially be mental health issues. They had big saddles strapped to the backs in this little enclosure, and they just didn't look really happy. It was awful. I was going to video it at the time, but then I was just like, I think I was just a bit shocked really. They were...
There's somebody actually riding them as well.
Was there?
Yeah, I saw somebody in the forest riding them.
It just wasn't, no, it just didn't feel right. So we're going to check this out. We don't know what it's going to be like until we get there, obviously. You know, we're saying all this, but, you know, I'm hoping that it's, you know, it's okay. But like I say, you know, ultimately, you know, if an elephant has been taken out of, you know, a performing lifestyle, or it's been forced to carry people around for a long time, and now it's sort of living slightly more naturally, then, you know, it's a step in the right direction, isn't it? So yeah, so excited to sort of take you with us and see these wonderful animals. I've experienced elephants before. You know, gazing into their eyes is the most magical thing, because you just like the majestic creatures. So you haven't. Nope. So we're well excited for this. So I'm feeling better today as well, a little bit. I was sweating out last night, like mad, you know, like I kept waking up in like pools of sweat. So hopefully whatever it was, you know, heat stroke or, I don't know, it could be food poisoning, I don't know what it was, but I do feel better today, thankfully. Still a bit tired, but you know, we'll get there. So yeah, let's get going to Samui Elephant Sanctuary.
Every day, also digest good, also cook easily. Salt, mineral salt.
Yes, put you did. Okay, good.
I need help, buddy.
No, you did. Look.
I need help, buddy.
Go and get a big handful. You've got to put more. I think I'll be
Does it smell?
It smells nice.
Does it?
It reminds me like horses. It's like coconut and banana.
Oh, this is nice.
Let me wash my hands and I'll walk on.
So we're just wandering inside the sanctuary now, so we're going to go and see some more elephants. Very well excited, they're so gorgeous. I can relate to that. So we've just finished walking through the park and we're just eating our complimentary lunch, which is really nice actually. There's a big buffet selection. Still see the elephants out there. So we're back from the elephant sanctuary. What did you reckon, Linda?
What, sorry?
You can't hear?
Yeah.
Oh, you got that fan around your neck blowing in your ear roll. I'm saying we're just back from the elephant sanctuary. What did you think?
Just amazing. Loved every minute of it.
What was your favourite bit?
Feeding them.
Why was it your favourite bit?
Because you're up close.
Oh, there you go. So we've just been to get some water from the local little shop in the sort of the little community that we've got our villa in. We're just walking back. It's a bazillion degrees, obviously. So yeah, had a really, really nice morning actually. I'd highly recommend Samui Elephant Sanctuary. It was wonderful, as ethical as it can be, you know, due to the only interaction really you have is just feeding them, which, you know, has got to be done. There's no sense of them performing or being controlled, or, you know, they're not in chains, they're not, you know, sort of fairly free to roam, which, you know, is all plus in our book. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed this video, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one. Make sure you like, subscribe and all that jazz. Bye.